So this is my goal prioritizer. So as you can see, it's structured with each of my goals in this column, and then each of my available resources across the top. So for each goal, I give it a short title and then outline the weekly activities that would be required to make progress on this goal. So for example, this goal is to complete a front-end engineering course, and to complete that course would require about 5 hours a week of coursework. So then what I can do with that goal is then respond to each of the 6 resource questions along the top to figure out how much of my resources it will use. So for example, completing the front end course, 5 hours per week, that's probably half of my available free time in a given week. I might have a couple of hours each day to work on it. So it's 50% of my available free time. What percentage of my physical energy would be required to work on this goal? 0. It's just really just sitting at a computer, so it won't use any of my physical energy. So we can go along through each of these questions, respond to it, and kind of give a percentage for the amount of energy required. Some things you might just have to be a rough guess. You won't feel perfect, but the idea is to get a rough indication of how much of your, say, cognitive energy or money a given goal will require. Once you've filled out the table, you can then use these checkboxes to simulate what impact working on the combinations of goals would have on your overall resources. So for example, if I was to work on all of these goals simultaneously, you can see that it would deplete all of my time, physical energy, emotional energy, cognitive energy, and support from others. So it's simply not possible for me to work on all of these goals at one time. So what I can then do is uncheck some of these goals to bring down the amount of resources that you use, or modify the goals to use less. So for example, I could focus on personal life experiments to increase my well-being and a strength goal. So you can see on the left-hand side, on this table here on the right-hand side, none of my available resources are over 100%. So it is possible for me to work on these 2 goals at the same time. But if I was to add a job search in at the same time, it would exceed my time and cognitive energy. And it's close to support from others and emotional energy. So these 2 are close enough that maybe I could modify them slightly and I could achieve all 3 of these at the same time. But it gives me a red flag to sort of notice where I need to modify my goals, whether it's like, modifying it to take up less time or to be less cognitively exhausting. So you can use the link in the article to download a template of this, fill it in with your own data, of course, and use it to help either modify your goals or prioritize which ones to focus on. Great.